I'm taking it out. I'm going back to standard. Welcome back to the channel. It's Jim from Mid-Bike Crisis. How are you? Hope you're well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Real quick video today. You'll all think I'm pretty bonkers, but after all of the hoo-ha of trying to get this FIREBLADE sounding a bit more meaty, I went through the race fit exhaust. That was bloody ridiculous. It was so loud, unreal. Just my ears just couldn't take it. So I removed the Servo motor and put the Heeltech eliminator on, so the valve in the exhaust was wide open, so it's basically wide open all the time on start up and all the way through the rev range. So the valve it does a great job. It opens when you hit about 5,500 revs, and that's when it roars. But I'll be honest, it's doing me head in a little bit. It's just open all the time. It's a little bit too loud, and I've been reading about this. Apparently I've been losing torque as well and low end power, which I didn't really know about because I installed the Heeltech Servo eliminator straight away as soon as I bought the bike from Miles Kingsport in Hull. So I've got nothing to compare against. So I'm taking it out more for the sound reasons, because like I say, it's a little bit loud, and I can't really compare because I didn't ride the bike long enough before taking out the servo valve, the motor. So I've got no to compare against, but listen, I'm going back to stock. It's an half an hour job. So I thought you'd like to follow me on the little journey and have a look. So we're going to waz the bike up on the ramp and take the seat off and the bit of fairing up. We don't break any clips, and get the exhaust back to complete standard. Let's get it on the ramp. I'll tell you what, I just love this bike. This will be a bike I won't sell. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right, get her up on the ramp. One easy motion. In. That's another thing I'm going to do actually. I'm going to move the chock on the ramp back a little bit. It's a little bit forward, and the ramp sometimes looks like it's going to tip forward a little bit. I'm sure it's not, but that's what it looks like. So we'll get it secured, get the paddock stand on as well. I always like to do this when it's up on the ramp, just to give it a little bit more stability when it's up in the air. Let me look at that. Absolutely stunning. What a sex machine. Absolutely beautiful. And the little double R in the background with that beautiful micron exhaust. Look at that. That's sexy. So let's crack on. We'll get the seat off and that little bit of fairing at the back there. And crack on. I'll just really quickly show you the motor. So that's it, just a little tiny little motor. It weighs nothing, but obviously when the revs get to a certain range, power goes down here and it turns this, which in turn pulls the cables and opens the valve. But yeah, we'll get it back to standard. Right, but before we mess about and take this off, you've got to all hear what you got to hear. Cold start. It's got to be done. Cold start. I'm not going to have it on too long because I've got the garage door shut and I don't want to fume myself out. So we'll have a little Coldarello, Starterello. do like it. Do you know what? When I hear it, because I haven't heard it for a while, I haven't been out riding. Obviously, the weather's been pretty shit. But it sounds wicked. But I don't like riding with earplugs. I know you all wear earplugs, and everybody always tells me you've got to wear earplugs. Personally, I just don't like wearing earplugs, and I find that it's just a little bit, you know what I mean? So it just drones a little bit. So we're going to go back to standard. It'll still make plenty of noise once you get past that 6,500 RPM mark. So I'm not concerned, but just riding around town and cruising around, I just want to just lower the dBs just a little bit. So I'm going to take the seat off now and get on. Hopefully it's not a big complicated job, but this is me. And this is, you know, if you watch the channel, you know that these little jobs turn into nightmare jobs. Right, seat's got to come off. I've already taken out those retaining bolts. What else has got to come off? What else has got to come off? Seat rear cowl, that's got to come off. That's off. I do love this key as well on the FIREBLADE. Beautiful this. Feel like don't know, a superhero. Awesome. Look how small that is in there. You won't get out in there, will you? Look at that. Absolutely ridiculous. 20 odd grand for a bike. It's tiny. That thing there behind, that boot is massive in that 954. You could get your packed lunch for the day, some GoPro equipment, cameras, etc. in there, no problem. But yeah, in that, you're lucky to get, what have I got in there? I've got a cloth and visor cleaner. That is pretty much it. So there ain't a lot going in there. Right, next to come out of these little clips. So you just push down with something similar. And that'll come out. We've just got these two little retaining bolts as well, little Allen key. And take them out. It's only a tiny little, I think that's a 3mm. Oh yeah, look at that, straight on it, 3mm. And when you put these back on, just remember not to over tighten. There's no need for these to be super tight. There is a specific torque, I'm sure, in the Honda workshop manual, but I think just finger tight is sufficient. That's one out. So this shouldn't be a big job, he says famously. I don't know why we do these things. Try and make exhaust louder. I think the older you get, you just, I don't know. I want stuff a bit quieter. I like the fun. I like the fast, speedy ride of a bike, but I don't want really loud. Right, that should pop out. Just be careful because it's got clips here and clips there. These, honestly, all this money for these bikes and so fragile, these things here. I mean, I brought that one off, look at that, gutted. That was when I was taking out the motor previously, but yeah, gutted. Anyway, there's the cables we were just talking about. Right, so that's the two cables. I've tie wrapped them because I didn't want them rattling about. We'll just snip that tie wrap off. So they're free, and that's the Heeltech Servo eliminator. So that just tricks the bike into thinking that the servo motor is still connected. So that little thing is about £35–40, but that stops the ECU light coming on, so if you want to do what I've done and reversing back to standard, you need one of those in your life. So we'll put that in a drawer because I'll probably put that back on again at some point. Right, what's that doing there? Look at that, that's fallen through. A little cleaning cloth. What's that doing there? Right, this is the fun bit, remembering which cable was for which side. What's that for? That's the... What is? Right, let's have a look. We'll just have a little bit of a trolley run here. Right, so let's have a look. Glasses on. What do you think to these? £5, Amazon. Brilliant. Look at them. Brilliant. Big Googles. Just reading glasses. They're 1.5. £5. Bargain. Right. Why do you need to spend loads of money on reading glasses? I don't. Right, so it's obviously open now. That's closed. It's got to be. That's open. That's closed. Right. Just remembering how this fits. I might have to have a look at my workshop manual. It goes that way. I can't remember. Can't remember. Oh, that right. Oh, yeah. I remember that. That's it. I remember now. It's all coming back, Jamesy. It's all coming back. And one thing I will highly recommend that you do is, if you're taking this out or putting it back in, this motor, don't over tighten this little bolt here, because it's attached to the flimsiest little bit of plastic you've ever seen. So just be careful. I literally just did it hand tight that, but yeah, that bolt there, that goes into a plastic housing, so it's not great. It's obviously to keep weight down, isn't it? So that goes, let's have a look. That goes on there, that goes there like that. I think that's it. It just goes like that, doesn't it? So that collects in there. See what we'll do. Let's. And what I haven't done, I've not disconnected the battery because I don't think we need to, but we might do. We might do. Let's give it a little start, a little turn on. Should hear that. There we go. So that should be in the closed position now. I'm thinking logically. So that's closed. So that needs to be, and so if it goes open, it'll, right, yeah, I think oh, it's one of them jobs. It's one of them jobs. Right, I've got the cables back in. It's a little bit tight, to be honest, so what I'd recommend you do is take out, just turn that round, just take out this little securing bolt and then just remove the housing here and then put the cables in and then put it back on. So I was trying to do it with this installed, and there's just not enough play on the cables. So just by taking this out, lifting it off and then putting the cables on and then pulling the whole unit back and back onto its spindle there is it's a lot easier. That's just going back in nicely. And I'm guessing I'll have some error code on the screen, so I'll show you how to reset the error code as well. And again, don't over tighten these things, so just give it a little. That'll do. That'll do. And like I said, just be careful because everything's super delicate on these bikes. Like really brittle plastic seems to be used. I'm not sure why. That's looking pretty good. Right, where's the little, where did I put the little bowl? Here it is. So this is the bowl I was talking about. Just be careful, don't over tighten that when it's going back in here, because I've heard people say they've snapped them. And then your motor will just be flapping around. Right, we're done. That wasn't too difficult. I thought it'd be one of them headache jobs, but we got there. We got there in the end. So let's have a little fire up. So the servo motor is back in its original housing, and fingers crossed. Well, it sounds like it's doing its job, so that's a good thing. I'll soon know if we've got it the wrong way around. Brilliant. Right. Perfect. So we've got it in the right direction, in the right way. So that's a lot more manageable now, sound-wise. And do you know what? I should have rode the bike for a little bit longer. Yeah. That sounds really, really clean. I really do like the sound of that. And what I've learnt from my mistake here, what I should have done was ride the bike for a month or two until I wanted to do that. But this is me. I went straight in for a race fit exhaust. It was just daft, too loud, and I wanted this a little bit more grunty. So that's why I went with the Servo delete and the Heeltech, the Servo eliminator. So if you do want to do this mod, you just need a Servo eliminator. They're about 30 or 40 quid, and take out the servo motor, plug that in, and off you go. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. But that's back to standard, so I'm really happy with that. Hope you've enjoyed that little video. But I was going to go for a ride today, but it's about -1. It's so cold. We're mid-January here. What are we on? 18th of Jan, and it's so cold. So far too cold for riding a bike. Well, it's not. People do ride bikes, but it's too cold for too cold for riding this Fireblade, that's for sure. But that's it, guys. I'm going to get the fairing back on, and the seat. It was a real quick. Is it a modification, this? Comment down below. I'm not sure if it's classed as a modification or... No, it's not, is it? It was a modification, and now I've gone back to standard. So the bike is 99% standard. I've got a tail tidy, R&G, I think. Did I go with an R&G? Or was it Evotech? Can't remember. One or the other anyway. So I've got a tail tidy on there because the OEM mudguard tail tidy thing, it's massive. It just looks ridiculous. I like the exhaust. Some people don't like this, think it's a little bit too big, but a Krapovich titanium exhaust, it weighs nothing and it sounds great. So I'm just excited to get out on the road and have some fun. But next video I'll be doing hopefully a ride vid on the Suzuki GSX S1000 that I've just bought. But for now, this is Jim from Mid-Bike Crisis in his Crocs in the garage, signing out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.